Off of last week, last Saturday, was a good win for us. Our kids, I thought, came out of the tunnel excited and stayed excited the whole game. When you watch the film, I do an interesting thing. When I watch film, I also watch the sidelines, and I see how into it they are. I see how they react, and that's something we talk about as a team. And I watch how backups react when guys in front of them do things good or bad. Do they congratulate them? Do they help them? Because that's all part of team. And we had some guys that had to change some different roles the other night. We'll have some guys this week that will, different type of offense and defense that they run. So it was an exciting day for us, and our kids had a lot of fun. The crowd was really into it and going. I know maybe it was really cold in the second half, but it was fun. And it's going to be cold this Saturday night. It's going to be fun again. So we're excited about it, and we just got to keep pushing and keep working. And I thought we came out with a lot of intensity and kept that for really basically the full 60 minutes, which I think was the first, maybe the Charleston Southern game and this game were the first game, the entire game, where we pretty much played extremely well. I wouldn't say extremely well, but played intensely and really didn't have some big kind of letdown that we had happen in some other games for the full 60 minutes, which I think shows some improvement for us. So I'll take any questions at this time.
How much more jump in their step have you seen this week now that Pac-12 win in a 92 game, 2 wins from a bowl?
That's funny you asked that. I haven't seen a big jump in their step because I think every day they've come to practice. I know it wasn't a coach cliche when I said that. I do imagine that they have more excitement probably. Got bowl eligibility left. You got a team that came in that just had a huge upset. It's your last home game, so I think all of that adds to it. But when they've been coming to practice ready to go. So I've been excited about what they've done all year with that.
How gratifying as a coach was it to see the tackling improvement so drastic?
Yeah, it was good, and that's what I expect out of us. And there was a lot of open field tackling. We had a couple we missed at the end, but that was really more my fault than their fault. I know that sounds funny, but we backed the linebackers up. We gave them a little bit more space to make sure they didn't get a quick shot, and Bigelow made us miss on one, but. He's a really good player. I remember watching. He had a highlight. Didn't he make one of the top 10s last year? Yeah, he made like their whole team miss. They're pretty good, I think. So that was. But I thought overall the tackling was much improved. I think we were a little bit fresher. And I think we were a little bit embarrassed from the week before, and I think they understood it. And we went back to some more drills that we've been doing all along that we kind of pulled off a little bit because you play so many games, you don't want to beat them up, but. I told them we can't pull off of them, so we keep doing them every Tuesday and Wednesday, and so I won't pull off of them again. We'll just keep doing it until we really get experienced,
How different does this USC team look under Orgeron, or did you bottle seeing them under Kiffin?
They look good to me all along. They're running the football better the last 5-6 games. Their offensive line. I don't do this very often. When I watch tape, I see the skilled guys, I see the offensive linemen, I see the defensive linemen, all that. But I just started watching their offensive linemen the other day. Not many people do that, when you're watching. So their offensive line is really, really athletic and talented. So they've got talented players all over. But I think they're playing hard and they're playing well.
Kessler seems to be really good.
Yeah, Cody's doing a good job. And I think he's a very good football player. But since their running game has got going, I know you always hear that on television, on ESPN. If you have a good running game, it makes the quarterback calm down, and that's what's helped him. And the windows are a little bit bigger because of the running game. The linebackers get sucked up, and so that's helped him in the passing game. And I think he's doing a good job.
Coach, do you have a new outlook on the USC game after they went out and beat Stanford?
No, I thought they were good all along. And I think Stanford's a very good football team, and that wasn't a huge surprise to me that they beat Stanford, especially playing at home. And the games have been, those young men wanted to win that one. I think they hadn't got it in a while, and I think it just kind of comes in cycles. But I think they're a very good football team, and so is Stanford. They're really good.
Your thoughts on today's practice?
I thought we had a good practice. I thought we flew around well. I thought we did some good things. I thought they competed, and we had to really get good at our run fits for this football game. We're going to get more than one guy to the football. The running backs are excellent runners and very fast, powerful guys. So we've done that. Offensively, we've got to be able to move the ball and control the clock some. And I feel like that we have a good plan of attack on how to do that. They're defensively, they're very talented, and their secondary. I mean, their D line's good, their linebackers good, but their secondary to me is just really athletic and makes a lot of plays and causes some havoc here and there. They've got some young guys back there, so they've had a couple breakdowns from time to time because they're inexperienced, but athletically they're excellent.
Their athleticism is amazing. They've had one really bad game against Arizona State. Other than
Right.
that, they've been great.
Right.
How do you attack a defense when it's so hard to get physical mismatches against them?
Well, I can't give away all our secrets, but we're going to have to be. You have to be about. If you just decide you're going to throw every time, their D line's too good. They can cover well enough that they can get to the quarterback. Then if you decide you're going to run all the time, then they're good enough to press up. So you have to be able to keep them off balance and be able to do that. There's different ways to do that, but you can't get one-dimensional on them because I think they're too good. You have to keep them off balance. Different formations, different things that we do. And then that allows our windows to be a little bit more open for our quarterback because they are so athletic. It's kind of like pros. The windows shut quick, and that's something that we got to help Cepho with for the game Saturday.
Can the emotions around senior day either help you or hurt you based on kind of how they deal with
Yeah, I hope it helps us. The senior days that I've been around lately have always helped us, so I definitely hope it does. These young men, these seniors have been through a lot, and it'd be great to send them out with 2 home wins in a row, and then give them something to really shoot for the last Saturday of the season. So that's what we hope to do, and that's what we'd like to do.
Twitter Richardson said that he's at least considered the idea that this might be his last game, home game this weekend.
Uh-huh.
You've coached at the next level. Is he ready to play at that next level?
I think Paul's a really good player. I think he could, I definitely think he could play at the next level. He's got to decide what's best for him and what's best for the family and all the different things that he has going on, what's best for him physically too. So to see how that works out, in the crazy world of college athletics these days, basketball and football and all the different things, some guys finish out somewhere and then it's not right or wrong if they do or don't. It's just the way it is.
Ted Boyle and Mike Bowen sat down with Robertson, basketball player, trying to convince him to stay. Will you talk to Richardson, not necessarily just to convince him, but just to give him what's out there for him for next year?
Oh yeah, you do it with the NFL will send in a report to him. They'll look at it and decide, and then he's got to decide what he wants to do, how he wants to do it. Finishing his degree and all those type of things will go into it. And I'll sit down with his mom and dad too, and we'll talk it out and on the side. I'm not going to try to twist his arm either way. That's his decision on what he wants to do.
Do you have a philosophy since you went to coach the NFL about when is a good time for a guy to come out financially? What kind of salary you should be looking at?
Yeah, I don't. I haven't really looked into that. I do know that the years that the New England Patriots were making their big runs, they had the most college graduates of any football team in the NFL. I think that is a big deal, and I know that's something that when I worked for Coach Parcells, he would always ask, "Is he a graduate or not?" Because he always felt that showed an ability to finish something. He stayed on top of task. He was on time, all those types of things, and he felt like if there are 2 people are even, could be a beneficiary to show you that there's some extra work ethic there.
The problem is he's going to graduate this spring.
So so you got to look at that on all sides of it. But I know that was. And I wasn't talking about Paul. I was just talking about that theory.
Like your impressions of Park Roar, one of the seniors will be playing at the final home game, local kid who grew up loving the Buffs. Just I mean, all these guys are relatively new to you since this is your
Yeah.
first year and stuff, but your impressions of Parker and what
Oh,
he's doing as a program and your team?
You know, Parker is the ultimate fighter. He is, heart and soul goes into every game and everything he does. It was unfortunate he couldn't play last week, and hopefully he's going to be well enough to play this week. I think he will be. He'll probably doesn't mind me telling you this. I go up to him right after the game, after I shake Sonny's hand and I walk over and I see Parker kind of looking up at the stands and I see tears in his eyes, and he's just so happy that we won and so happy. And I said, hey, we talked for a minute and I said, you need to get well so you can play next week. And he's doing everything he can. And we talked today, and he went and practiced today, but he wasn't able to hit anybody today. So I think that his attitude and what it means to play at the University of Colorado and being a young man right down the road from Wheat Ridge, and he was a high school star, and his heroics get bigger and bigger. I always tease him. I said, I heard there was nobody on the field when you were in the state championship game. It was just you by yourself. And I heard he was phenomenal. And, I really would have loved to have seen him play without his knee bummed up, because he's really tough and quick now. I can't imagine how much better he would be if his knee wasn't hurt. He would make a lot more plays than he's able to make, because he literally drags his knee around all week and gets ready to play. He is, most guys wouldn't be trying to play. They would say, well, I've had enough. I've done what I can do. He loves it so much, and he loves this school so much, and the university he loves playing. His last game is going to be sad for him because it means so much to him. Hopefully he'll go into coaching, because that's usually what coaches do. They don't want to put it down, and they love the competition, and they love what it means, and I think he'd be a heck of a coach.
Speaking of high school sports, did you get to see your son play Friday?
Got to see my son play Friday. I sure did. It works out well. Our hotel that we stay at, I drop them off, and it's 3 miles from the stadium, and then I come back for the team meeting at 9:15, and so it works out really well. It was fun watching him play.
Are you getting nervous in the playoffs? State playoffs? Are you getting nervous in the state playoffs?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for them in the state playoffs. They matter of fact, they play at 1 o'clock Saturday, and we play at 7:30. So I'll get to see a little bit of it, which will be good, because that's our time when our guys are sleeping for 3 hours. So it worked out good. It's a luck of the draw. I thought we'd be playing the exact. And now, hopefully, they make it to the state championship game, then we're playing at the exact same time. So, Mom and brother will be hopefully at Denver Stadium watching him play.
With this being your third or fourth night game, do you enjoy that? What are your thoughts on some of the evening games?
I've gotten to the point where night, day doesn't bother me. The only thing that sometimes is hard, which would be hard for USC, is when you play a night game away. You get back in at 4 in the morning or so, and you're back here at the office really quickly. And so that's the toughest part. But at home, it doesn't matter to me.
Do you feel like there's a difference in the crowd or anything between night and day?
No, there might be, but I don't notice any difference. When you get out there on the white lines, you hear the crowd, you do all that, and you enjoy it, but you're intensely involved in the battle. And the crowd, it helps involve the game, there's no doubt about it, but you as a coach, and when you get out there, you're watching that and intensely involved in that.
Was that your Boise State team that had to play Boise State, or your San Jose State team that played Boise at 8 a.m. that one?
No, I wasn't there at that time, but they did have that. Clayton Adams played in that game.
Really?
Yeah, for Boise. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you buy into the theory that the kids at SC who are used to warm weather aren't going to want to come and play in cold weather?
I sure hope so. I sure hope so.
Well, Richardson said a lot of you guys haven't played that much in that cold weather, but a lot of teams have played in cold weather before.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that Southern California guys, except once they get going, does the cold really bother them that much?
Once you start playing, it doesn't really bother you that much. It's just going out there getting it, or if you're one of the things it does, if you're on defense and the offense takes a long drive, which is a good thing. On a hot day, you like it. On a cold day, you're like you have to get warmed back up again. But I don't think it. I think if you just go play. I really do. I think you just go play.
Mike, it seems you've used some new formations in the running game that's been very effective. Having the Atkins, And the other two fellows, you're using them quite effectively. Do you like the rotation as it is? Would you rather go with one guy?
No, I like the rotation as it is. You know, we want to get, you know, if one guy gets hot and that type of thing. But, you know, running backs take a lot of beating. And I think that if you've got more guys involved, more guys ready to play, that it does help you. And if, you know, if one guy gets a hot hand or we find a formation or something that fits his strengths and we're able to attack, then we will. But I like the ability to have three guys that can go in and be ready, and that helps you if one of them gets nicked up or that type of thing too. So I think Clayton Adams has been doing a good job with those guys.
So do you think you've developed a new type of onside kick? You just nail the guy? Yes, we have. That was an interesting play. You know, we tried to kick it as hard as we could, and the guy didn't get out of the way. Usually they get out of the way because you want it to get down there far enough. You don't want it to go 20 yards in there. And so, and then, you know, KT made an unbelievable. I call it. You know, when we watch film on Sundays, we talk about it, and I circled his play and showed it over and over to the team. You know, we hit the ball and it hit that guy, and KT's right there. He goes and that guy's trying to get the football, and he just unloads on him, just sacrifices his body, knocks the guy one way, the ball goes the other way, and Isaac Archuleta gets it. And I always talk about your role is extremely important, and KT plays on special teams for us. You know, he doesn't play a lot on defense, so some people say, well, that's not that important. Yeah, it was. His play helped change the game.